How's it going, everyone? Another tutorial on 3ds Max. Today we're going to be looking at deflectors, and in this case for a water or a tap, depending on what you want in your scene. So this basically just shows what the outcome was. Water from a super spray from the particle systems firing out here, landing here, and coming into contact with this and being diverted. So now that you've seen that, I'll show you the scene. See how the water comes towards me. If I move this, which has a deflector built into it, you'll see how it moves the water away or bounces it around. So if I move the timeline across now, and you can see how it interacts. But let's try and make something like that. So we'll restart, make it a full screen. Right, so we'll need a plane. Just draw a plane out. Doesn't matter about the size yet. Oh, I pressed something. Okay, and we need a particle system, super spray, click and drag. Our particles are moving there. We need to make these particles geometry, so we'll make it a mesh in the viewport display. We'll view 50%, make it 75, and I'm sure there's one more thing you need to tick. Oh, there you go, metaparticles. So now that we've got them two ticked, what you need to do is set up your timing. So its life is going to be 100. Emit stop, say 50. Yep, so that's good. Yeah, that's good. Change the size so you can see what's actually happening. Yep, that'll do for this. We don't want it to grow. Obviously, water doesn't grow as it moves. So there's our water firing up. Maybe change the size down. Okay. Turn down the speed maybe as well. Like I say, there's more. You'll have to experiment and see what works best for you, but I'll give you the basic idea. So our water's going up. We need to add a deflector to that to act as gravity. Also as resistance, as if the water makes contact, it'll bounce back up. So we need to go to the waves, gravity, click and drag, make sure the arrow's pointing down, and we'll need to link this or this icon, click it once and drag to the gravity, and you'll see instantly the water will go back in onto itself. You can see at the bottom there, but we'll sort that out. That'll be sorted in a minute. Don't worry. So to make it splash over here, we just need to offset it slightly. So we've already got our icon ticked, so we'll go to the modify, down to super spray, and maybe just move it over like so. Okay, so now it needs to come into contact with the plane, so we need to go to our forces, deflectors, the bottom right corner deflector, click and drag out to there. You notice it hasn't done anything yet. That's because they're not connected, so we'll need to same again, space warp it. So click your icon, click and drag to the deflector, and there you go. You see how it's in contact with that. Looks pretty cool. Okay, so we need to sort that out. One thing is it's too bouncy, so we'll click on the deflector, go to the settings, make the bounce say 0.05, and then you'll see how it lands. May not be 100% accurate or realistic, but it just shows you the idea. And you see how it falls off the end there. Alright, okay. Now we need to add a deflector box so that you can channel the water whichever way you want, depending on your scene. So we need to add a box, standard, add a basic box, We'll put a bit of an angle into it just to make it a bit more interesting. Okay, and now we need to go back to our wave space warp, I call it wave. We need to go not to this one, to the one above, the U deflector, and you notice how it says pick object, and we can't do that yet. That's because we need to drag the icon out like we did with the gravity and the deflector. So click and drag out, and there's the icon. So now that we've done that, if we click into the modifier of that, you can see pick object becomes available. So click that once, click our rectangle, and you'll see that it's highlighted that, so everything's synced up. Obviously it's not working because we haven't linked this one to our super spray. So link the super spray by clicking and holding and letting go over this deflector, and that should work now. There you go. Obviously that looks absolutely ridiculous, but one way to change that is to click onto the deflector. You see where it says bounce, make it 0, and suddenly it will follow the path. So it'll follow, there you go, off to the edge. Yeah, but that's the basic tutorial on using deflectors. It's good fun, to be honest. You should learn a few things, play around the settings, experiment, see what you can find out. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.